Welcome to another episode. I'm Rick Marks. I wanted to look in this episode today around productivity. And it dawned on me because often when we see somebody, we say, oh, we're so busy, but the reality is, are we? Are we actually so busy? Or are we thinking that we're busy? Or do we feel like that would sound really good to be busy? There are things that often I've thought about, and when it's just a palm off or it's something to, oh, I'm so busy at the moment. Is that to try and impress somebody? Is that because we're overwhelmed by what we have on? There are all those sorts of things that I look at and I go, what there has to be more, and to dig a little bit deeper into it. So it's about being mindful, thinking about why you do what you do, why you say what you say, because it's so easy for us today to throw away lines, and I find that that's often the case. Is people just throw away lines. They just, how are you going? Oh yeah, I'm good. Try and mix it up. How are you going? Oh, I'm so productive at the moment. Or look for positive moves rather than whinging, complaining, or being dissatisfied. Because if you come across that I'm so busy as being, if you're overwhelmed, then kind of state that. I'm so overwhelmed at the moment. I've got so much on the go. I've got, and I am personally on the go at the moment. At the time of recording this, I've got a million and one things going. I've had troubled sleepless nights with the kids. There's just endless, challenges there, and it's a matter of us looking at what's going on and deep diving. And I've talked about this in the previous episodes, and exploring, putting that meaning behind why we do what we do. I implore you to think about, don't just throw away lines. You don't have to necessarily cry on somebody's shoulder who is a random that you've only just asked you how you're going, but to actually turn around and kind of go, I'm actually struggling at the moment. And you don't have to go into depth, and I think that's where people feel like they then have to implore everything. But as I've just highlighted, I've got a lot on the go at the moment, and personally, and even just finding the time to record some of these, it's lots of moving parts, working out. There's a bunch of personal stuff going on in situations, and working out where we're going to be and what's going to happen. There's so much happening right now that, just finding the time to do something, the headspace to do something. And this is back to, again, the journaling. So often in these times, I find I gravitate more to journaling and getting my thoughts out on a page. But I wanted to talk about the productivity, and I have struggled for a long time I work well on outcome or deliverables as such. So I work really well when you say, this is what I need done, and you just leave me to get it done. You can give me a time frame, whatever, the finer detail. I don't work well on an endless time frame of we've just got to get all this stuff done. Because for me personally, that just doesn't help me to aspire. But the downside, I suppose, mentally for myself is I'm often ahead of the game. I'm often ahead of my workload. I'm often on top of my work. That it makes me often reflect and go, why do I have so much spare time, or why do I have so much available time when others in similar roles or doing similar stuff are swamped and struggling to breathe? And I guess that just comes down to, again, lately there's a lot of Monday, there's a lot of organizations and apps and stuff that are trying to help you to prioritize your work, and it's important. But I think it's more about understanding that we're all different. And I often look at the fact that why am I judge myself, and I use the word judge lightly, but I compare myself with others, and I kind of go, well, why am I feeling like I'm not working, but my outcomes and my deliverables are all being met? And it's a hard one because productivity is a scalable challenge, and I suppose working out what your best way of working is helps you to then move forward. So I've worked towards looking at how I process, how I think, how I set up my day, and I'm very methodical in terms of not trying to have too much dead space, because I know that dead space leads to pulling the phone out, leads to Facebook, or searching Marketplace or scrolling Instagram on dead time. And with the digital minimalism, it's really challenged me to kind of turn to what other ways can I spend my time. I'm going to show blank because of the book. The next book I'm working on is the No Bullshit Leadership. I've touched on this a few times, this book myself, reading it, but I failed to launch a number of times. So I'm hoping this time, now that I'm on a roll with reading, that I'll be able to find some gems in this and enlighten and empower you as an audience. But my key to you guys is find how you are productive. I've found that don't get bogged down in the finer detail. It's easy for us to, I suppose, overcook our work. And like, there are engineers that I've had work for me before, and they take work home, and it's rang more and more true to me lately of why are there so many people that throw so much of their life at work. We have such finite time, and yet family is going to be there. I've seen so much time and time again on like the socials and a lot of other people promoting work will hire your replacement the next day if you were to die tomorrow, but your family cannot replace a father, a mother, a brother, a sister, all those things that you are, and they've got more value and more worth than that CEO, that manager, that person and that job. So the impact that you can have, and you see so many people so focused on that public or that workplace, and yet the amount of power you can have right in your own sphere to empower the next generation, create leaders in your kids, create critical thinking. They're all those things that you're going to do a far bigger impact and have far more appreciation of your efforts than in a workplace. Now, I'm not saying ditch the workplace and there's a time and place for it all, but it's where you put your focus. And again, when you're taking your work home because you're feeling swamped and overwhelmed, and maybe that's because you're a yes person, you take on too much. Like, dig into it and work out why you're feeling that way, and then work back from that to how you can improve the situation, because that's the underlying problem. Because it doesn't matter if it's the work, it's an attitude, or it's like that common subconscious element. If you found this good, hit thumbs up, like and subscribe. Monday mornings this comes out, and like I said, there might be a little hiatus at some point. I'm trying to get these bulk churned and ready to launch, but if I do go radio silent, I will be back on the air as soon as I can get myself back up and going again. Yeah, appreciate your support, and you'll see me tomorrow at 9 AM. Thanks for watching. Have a good day. Bye.